Alright, I'm doing this live thing just in case somebody shows up, but I doubt anybody will this time of day. But, uh, I thought maybe for the record or whatever, I would go through some of my childhood experiences that I can remember, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Hang on, let me get around here. Susie, how you want to lay? You want to lay right there? Okay, lay down there. Oh, she want to get comfortable in my lap. Okay, let's see. Hello to the. Okay. Anyway, uh, I can remember back being 3. That's about as far as I can remember being 3. Cause I had to remember, I had to learn how to do that. Hold my pinky down with my thumb. I remember learning to do that as a child. So I can remember being 3. Uh, and as far back as I can remember like that, I can remember, let's see, I loved going to my grandparents' house, both grandparents. My mother's parents, I loved going there. It was it was very refreshing. I got to go outside and play a lot. And we would play, I mean, all day we would play. And, and we just learned things all the time. Me and my little brother, just a few cousins, very few cousins were there. Maybe 4 or 5, during the day kind of thing. But on holidays, it'd be a lot of cousins. And so, but anyway, let's just get to the meat and taters of the whole deal. Uh, my parents, my parents, uh, did not like each other. Uh, they did not love each other. I don't know why they got married in the first place. Well, I know why my mother said yes. My mother said yes because she wanted to get away from her very stern father. He was a traditional older. You know how it was back in the 50s and 60s. Parents were strict and very in control, and that's what made America great, I think. But for some reason, it didn't work with my mother, and most of his children turned out to be terrible people. But anyway, not all of them, but some of them. Uh, anyway, they all had their troubles, but my mother was angry. She was very, very angry. And she married my father, I believe, to get away from her father. And when she got married, I guess she realized that marriage wasn't what she liked it either. She wanted just to run free and do her thing, but she was stuck in a marriage and she didn't know how to get out of. And anyway, they ended up having me, which is weird. Maybe they got along. Here's the thing, maybe they got along better before I was born, because she was able to give my father attention that he needed. And that's a big deal with my father, because that's something we need to talk about on another vlog. Is I could do a whole vlog on my father and his problems, but let's start with my mother. She was an angry woman. She cussed like a sailor. She would cuss like every other word was a cuss word. And growing up, it was very difficult for me to be okay with that, because as children, we're taught not to cuss, and so we're I don't know what's going on here. Yep. Okay. Anyway, thank you for the thumbs up thing. Anyway, hey, how you doing? I didn't know that anybody'd show up, but I was just talking about my mother. It says there's two people, but I didn't see the other person say anything, so I don't know. I don't know. Oh, and then both of you are gone now. Okay. Oh, well, that's nice. Anyway, that's cool. I hope you're having a good day. And, I just was going to talk about my mom for a while, just get it all out there, and because there was questions about all that, I think, and so I've good deal. You keep that up. Keep that up. But growing up was very hard for me because I was fat, extremely fat, the fattest it can be for a child. Hey, how you doing? Come on in. I hope y'all both are. Okay. Well, I hope that it gets easier for you and everything. What is it? It's about 17. No, my clock's wrong. It's 21 minutes after 2. And I was going to go for a walk here at about 3 o'clock. So I just wanted to talk a while and get some stuff off my chest. Maybe I'd feel better, Okay, alrighty. But being a fat kid is not easy. I ate a lot. My parents fed, just I guess. My mother was a type where she cooked good. She was a great cook. And she could cook her butt off, and she learned that from her mother, I guess, and her older sister and stuff like that. So anyway, I eat, and then when I went to my grandparents, we eat a lot, a whole bunch, and so anyway, I ate a lot, and I did not have any testosterone in my body, just enough to be a boy. But anyway, I ain't here to talk about me. I'm gonna talk about my mother. She was angry. When I was growing up, my father, he was a philanderer. He cheated on my mother quite a bit, and often, and a bunch, a lot. And she was very angry about that. And they argued all the time. All the time they argued. My mother, oh, when she could fight. She was an arguer, and she was a fighter. She was just, I don't even know the words. I should have looked up some words before I started. But it was like she would cuss a blue streak, and they would argue, and she would throw things, and she got a knife several times, a big old butcher knife, and just would chase him around the house. And one time she stabbed at him, and he ducked, and she stabbed the front door. He was standing in the front door. Had between the, he had opened up the front door and was standing right finna open up the screen door. And she stabbed at him, and he ducked to the side, and she stabbed into the front door. And her hand slid down the blade, and it laid her hand open pretty good. So we all had to go to the hospital and get her fixed up,
New message, standing by.
Okay. But anyway, that was
New message, standing by.
something that happened a lot. I mean, not the stabbing of the door, but the chasing with the butcher knife, and the locking themselves in rooms, and all kind of stuff like that. And thank you. And so that was terrifying to me and my little brother. We were crying a lot.
Captain, incoming message.
We cried a lot as children. It was just scary, and I was so worried. What I thought about a lot, I can remember, is that, my mother was going to kill my father, and she was going to go to prison, and my father would be dead, and we would go to a orphanage or whatever, some kind of foster care with somebody that was terrible people, Anyway, that was something that was a constant thought in my head and a constant worry. I stayed
Have
worried.
a new message on Twitter.
I stayed worried all the time. And so I don't know, I just, food comforted
Have
me.
a new message on Twitter.
And food was a comfort. Food didn't argue. Food tasted good and was nice to me. And in retrospect, it was not nice to me, but then I thought it was, But anyway, really? Okay. I know, everybody talks about...
Have a new message on Twitter.
Everybody talks about, like, people that go nuts, people that do bad things, drug addicts and criminals and everything. Oh, he had a bad childhood. Everybody had a bad childhood, didn't they? I mean, if you think about it, nobody had a great childhood. Who grew up with a great childhood? I mean, yeah, you get out and you have fun, you play, when you're a kid, but there's also terrors and worries and frightening things. And we grew up, poor in the South. I mean, that crap is enough, bad childhood, and then you throw some people like that. Yeah. 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 Yeah, it's like, yeah, and especially even little things are tremendous to children, Yeah, and so I mean, just stuff like that all the time. I mean, it was like 3 or 4 times a week. Mm. Yeah. It's rough, you know. It's rough. And but that's, you know, a wild thing is like that, you know, to have that going on in your childhood. You know, I don't blame my parents for my weight. You know, I mean, it happened, and you know, that's something that I've had to battle with myself. You know, there's no blame except for maybe me. And I had predisposed to it, you know, and everything. But hey, if I'd have been better, if I'd have been smarter, if I'd have been, you know, a better person, I could have done something about it then, earlier, something. But I'm glad I'm doing it now, you know, because I'm trying to be a better person. I want to be a better soldier and everything, and I want to be a better help to more people, and I can't do it fat like I am. Anyway, my mother, when I was 12, when I was 11 or 12, I can't remember now. Shoot, I think I was 11 or 12 anyway. And my mother and father got divorced. Finally, after being, I think I was 12, because they were married 14 years, and I was 12 when they, yeah. I was born 2 years after they got married. And so, at 12, they got married, they got divorced. And it seemed like it would have eased up. I mean, but my going back and forth between the two of them and hearing them talk about each other in terrible ways, and Daddy was always gone doing something. I mean, he worked all day, and Mama did too. We went to school all day, and when we got home, we waited till one of them got home, whoever we was with, you know. But eventually, Mama left. She found her a boyfriend that drove a truck and over the road, long haul, and she went with him. She left with him, and she was gone. She was gone for a long, long time, and so me and Luke, we stayed with Daddy. And we had to pretty much raise ourselves. You know, I mean, we had kin folks around, but there really wasn't no raising. I mean, we just, you know, it was 3 men living in a house, you know, in a trailer house, you know. So we just sort of did guy things, you know. My father would go, and on Friday evening we'd go to the video rental place. Back then you had to go and you'd rent the VCR.
Facebook notification.
That was in in like a suitcase, and then you would rent the video, the VHS tapes, and then he would get like 10 or 12 and rent the VCR, and we'd take it home, put it on hook it up to our TV. And you didn't have to retract any messages, it's okay. But he would rent XXX movies, porn movies, you know. And buy, you know, a couple of cases of beer, a couple of bottles of whiskey, some cigarettes and cigars, you know, and we... Oh, I understand. I mean, I didn't know if they're going to see this or not, but yeah, you know, I understand. But, you know, if you need to talk about it, you just let me know. We can talk privately about it if you want to get it off your chest. I don't mind listening. I don't mind listening at all. But, yeah. I totally understand. But me, yeah, anytime. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for, just to help, you know. And if it helps to talk about it, that's what I want to do. I want to talk about it with you. But I don't know if this will help me talking about this or not, but I sure appreciate y'all listening. Because, you know, I'm trying. But, so me, so like a 13-year-old by then, I guess, 13-year-old, and me and my little brother, who was 11, would sit around on the weekends with all my cousins and everything, and we'd sit around and watch porno movies and drink and get drunk and smoke cigars and cigarettes and watch porn movies, and then we'd sleep, and when we'd wake up we'd eat, you know, and be just hungover all weekend long and drunk and just, oh, a mess. And then it got to where when I got into the 7th grade, which was make me 13 and a half, 14 years old, we started going to dance hall juke joints. And so we went to Grenada to Gillies. It was then. They changed it to Partners, and I don't think anything's there now. But it was like Gillies in Texas, only smaller. But we oh, it's a very bad connection. I'm sorry about that, y'all. I didn't know. But I don't know if any of it's even working, but we would go to, and I was, you know, 7th grade. Seventh grade. And we would go to Gillies. We'd go to Grenada and eat pizza. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, before it was Partners, it was Gillies. And, yeah, so, and, we would go there and, we'd eat pizza before we got there. We'd go there and be just drinking and dancing and everything all night long, and then they'd close down at like 1 or 2, I can't even remember. Then we'd go to a little thing called Country Kitchen. That's it turned into a donut place at one time, and then now I don't know what it is anymore. It might be it's some kind of kitchen, and it's some kind of restaurant or something. But it's right there on the way back out of Grenada, and we'd go there and eat till 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock in the morning. Then we'd go home, and we'd go to bed and sleep. And then whenever we woke up, we'd get cleaned up and dressed up and go back again on Saturday night. And do the same thing, you know, come back home Sunday morning. Sometimes we'd go to church, sometimes not. Just depending on how Daddy felt. But anyway, Monday morning was terrible because of school, you know, we'd have to get up and go to school. But anyway, I'm going to stop this thing. It's been 24 minutes, 25 minutes, and I'm going to go on. I'm going to go walk. I got to go get dressed I'm already dressed to go walk, and I've been outside once, but I got things I got to do before I go walk. But anyway, I love y'all, and holler at me if y'all want to talk about anything, and I'll do some more of this later, okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye. Let me see how to turn it off here. Oh, hey. There you go. She's in my lap. She's a sleepyhead. Y'all take care. It is nice outside. It's in the upper 60s. But I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.